Welcome to VDG Sports. I'm your host, Vince Douglas Gregory. As you may can see, I have my spectacles on, so that means it is serious business. It's time for me to get a little serious. The cray-cray is getting put in a basket, in a bag, and it's getting thrown to the other side of the room. Now, I said, and I believe, if you don't like hockey, if you don't like the NHL, it's because you haven't watched it. It's pretty much because you haven't watched it, and there is something in the sport for just about any and every one. If you don't believe, I suggest you go back and you review some of the historical videos. I suggest you go back and you look for NHL hockey. It's there. It's readily available to consume. But to the larger point, because this is serious session here, if you don't like the NHL hockey, then you probably should watch it. You probably should pay attention. You probably should open your eyes when it's on. But then it got me to thinking, what is it about NHL that I don't like? Because you can't like everything about a sport. Because if you like everything about a sport, you just ain't a truth teller. You just being untruthful to yourself and everyone else. And that's the thing. I'm going to maintain being this truth teller. And I'm going to be honest with myself as well. Because if I'm not honest with myself, who else will be? Serious question, because of the serious spectacles that are on my face. And it got me to thinking. Definitely, it didn't keep me up at night, but it got me to pondering in a corner, in a dark room. Yeah, I went to that dark place for this one. I went to that dark place for this one. What's it about? NHL hockey that I don't like, that I wish was different, that I wish would change, that I wish they would address. Well, there are quite a few, but I'll give you the main one that came to mind. I'll give you the main one that had me thinking, that had me in that dark room, in that dark place. And what that was? Overtime. Yeah, overtime. Overtime, it's not that I hate you. Overtime is just that I wish you would be different. I wish you would reform. Not that I wish you would now. None of that. But I wish you would reform. In other words, how about this? How about you don't award points for the losing team. Just whoever wins, you get the point, and that's it. Change the scoring structure. Change the point system when it comes to overtime. You can keep the same overtime rules. You can keep everything the same. You can do the shootouts. You can do that. You can do whatever. That ain't my point. The point is giving a point to the loser just because they managed to tie the game before regulation was over. We're rewarding losing, rewarding losers. We're letting losers get a point, half of what the winners get, just because they managed to have the score tied after so many periods. Yeah, I can do without that. And that's something that I don't like and I wish would change, because I don't like everything about the sport. I don't like everything about NHL. And that's the thing that needs to be addressed. Sooner, later, hey, you pick, you choose. I gave you multiple avenues. What about you? Do you have anything that you don't like? I'm sure you do. Because if you like everything, you just ain't telling the truth. You just ain't being honest. And if you ain't being honest and telling the truth, You know what to do. You know what to do.